AGORACOM Talks.
Your weekly source for the best small-cap headlines.
For over 65 million investors.
Since 2007.
That's right. We're sifting through a mountain of news this week to bring you the headlines and developments that really matter.
Think of it as a cheat sheet to the small-cap market, helping you decide where to dig deeper.
We're talking potential catalysts.
Drilling results.
The kind of stuff that gets investors buzzing.
So buckle up, because we've got a lot to cover.
Let's kick things off with PyroGenesis. They trade on the TSX under the symbol PYR. They just announced a new European patent for their plasma torch process that destroys ozone-depleting substances.
This is huge, because it gives them coverage in both the US and Europe.
It's a tech that uses plasma to break down those nasty refrigerants
Like CFCs.
and HFCs in a way that's much cleaner than traditional methods.
And on top of that, they just landed a $234,000 contract for a plasma torch system to convert methane.
Investors are going to want to pay attention to this.
Is a major greenhouse gas. And this contract shows their tech has applications beyond just waste destruction. It plays right into the whole energy transition theme.
PyroGenesis CEO Peter Pascali said in the release, the company remains at the forefront of sustainable industrial innovation. And this news certainly backs that up.
Next up, we've got Draganfly, trading on the CSE under DPRO. They just scored a major win with the FAA. We're talking about a waiver. That lets them fly drones over people and moving vehicles in Boston.
That's a big deal because those kinds of waivers are incredibly hard to get, especially for urban areas.
It's a huge vote of confidence in Draganfly's technology and safety protocols. This opens up a ton of potential for things like public safety.
Inspections?
All sorts of specialized missions in a major U.S. city.
DPRO's UAS Programs Director Cody Van said, this marks another major milestone for Draganfly as we work to scale UAV operations in urban environments.
Keep an eye on this one, because this is a potential game changer for them.
Now let's shift gears to a company tackling a very different challenge, wildfires.
AI6 Solutions, or AIXS on the TSX Venture Exchange, is gearing up to launch a product called MineSafe Wildfire next month.
Wildfires are a growing threat, especially for mining operations. So what is this MineSafe Wildfire all about?
It's an AI-powered system that provides mining companies with incredibly detailed wildfire risk assessments. We're talking things like burn probability maps,
Fire intensity projections,
even potential damage estimates.
So it's giving these companies a way to get ahead of the curve, reacting when a fire breaks out.
Exactly. And that's crucial, not just for safety, but for ESG compliance and attracting investors who are increasingly focused on these risks. This could be a major selling point for AIXS.
Okay, time to jump into the world of augmented reality. Imagine AR, trading on the CSE under IP, is launching a new platform that's grabbing headlines.
They're calling it an artificial intelligence and augmented reality as a service platform.
That's a mouthful, but what does it actually mean for investors?
Well, this platform blends AI and AR in a way that could revolutionize customer experiences.
Think real-time voice interactions.
With AI-powered AR avatars or AI-curated AR holograms that adapt to each user. It's pretty futuristic stuff.
And imagine AR isn't new to this space.
Yeah.
They've been focused on making AR more accessible since 2018.
This new platform is definitely a big step forward for them.
Let's wrap up this first segment with some news that should get resource investors excited. Power Nickel.
Trading on the TSX Venture Exchange under PNPN just released drill results from their Lion Zone project.
All right, hit us with the numbers. What do they find?
They hit a high-grade zone,
Ooh.
6.26% copper equivalent, over 10.25 meters. This was part of a broader interval of mineralization, which is really encouraging.
In plain English, this means their geological model's looking good, and the Lion Zone could be bigger and more valuable than they initially thought.
Terry Lynch, Power Nickel CEO, stated in the news release, "We are extremely pleased with the assay results. We have now confirmed significant high-grade mineralization over meaningful widths in the first two holes of the program that were drilled 100 meters apart. The high-grade copper discovery in hole PN23002 is exceptionally encouraging."
And it sounds like they're not slowing down. They're planning 15,000 meters of drilling in the coming months and using geophysical surveys to find even more targets.
That's right. And they're aiming for an initial resource estimate. This is one to watch for sure. This is a big deal for Power Nickel as they work to unlock the potential of the NISC project.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground already, from sustainable tech to AI, AR, and even some promising drill results. But we're just getting started. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into these headlines and what they mean for investors.
You know what's fascinating to me is the common thread running through these companies. They seem diverse, but we're seeing a real push towards sustainability.
You're right, it's not just a buzzword anymore. It's a core focus for these companies, and investors are taking notice.
Take PyroGenesis, for example, their plasma torch technology. It's all about destroying those harmful refrigerants in a way that's much cleaner than traditional methods. It's a direct response to the growing demand for those environmentally friendly solutions.
And it's not just about doing good for the planet. It's about tapping into that massive market opportunity, the European Union. They've set ambitious targets for phasing out these ozone-depleting substances. That's huge potential for PyroGenesis.
Exactly, and then you have AI6 Solutions. With their MindSafe wildfire product, they're addressing a very specific risk wildfires, which are becoming more and more frequent and severe because of climate change.
And it's a risk that mining companies can no longer ignore. Not only do wildfires pose a threat to their operations, but they create a whole host of environmental and social issues that could damage their reputation and bottom line.
MindSafe Wildfire gives these companies a powerful tool to mitigate those risks. It's not just about avoiding those disasters, it's about demonstrating a commitment to responsible environmental stewardship, which is becoming increasingly important for investors.
Speaking of investors, let's talk about Draganfly. Their FAA waiver is a major regulatory hurdle cleared, and it could open up some serious revenue streams for them.
Absolutely. The ability to operate those drones over people and moving vehicles in a city like Boston is a game changer. Think about the applications package delivery, aerial surveillance, infrastructure inspection, the list goes on.
And this is just the beginning. As drone technology continues to advance and regulations evolve, we could see Draganfly's market expand exponentially. This is definitely one to watch closely.
Now let's shift gears and talk about Imagine AR, their new platform. It's a perfect example of how small caps are pushing the boundaries of innovation.
It's mind-blowing to think about the potential of combining AI and AR. We're talking about creating truly personalized and immersive experiences.
Think about walking into a store and an AI-powered AR avatar guides you to the products you're looking for, or attending a concert and seeing AI-curated AR holograms that react to the music in real time.
It sounds like science fiction, but imagine AR is making it a reality. And while there are certainly challenges ahead, the potential rewards for investors are enormous.
And finally, let's not forget about Power Nickel, and those exciting drill results hitting that high-grade copper equivalent zone is a major validation of their exploration strategy.
Investors love to see those kinds of numbers. It suggests there's real potential for a significant discovery at the Lion Zone project.
And with Power Nickel planning an aggressive drilling program and working towards that initial resource estimate, there's a lot to be excited about here. This is a company that's actively working to unlock the value of its assets, and investors are taking notice.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are the key takeaways for investors?
I think the overarching theme is innovation and opportunity. These small cap companies are at the forefront of emerging trends, whether it's sustainability, AI, AR, or even the more traditional world of mining exploration.
They may not have the same name recognition as the big players, but they're often the ones driving the real breakthroughs and creating new markets.
And for investors who are willing to do their research and embrace a bit of risk, the potential rewards can be substantial. It's all about identifying those companies with a solid management team, a compelling story, and a clear path to growth.
Well said. And while we've covered a lot of ground today, it's just a small sample of what's happening in the dynamic world of small caps.
So we encourage you to stay curious, keep exploring, and always do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions.
That's right. Don't just take our word for it. Dig deeper into these companies. Read their press releases, check out their financials, and see if their story resonates with you.
Because at the end of the day, investing is about finding those opportunities that align with your own beliefs and goals.
Absolutely. And with that, I think it's time to move on to our final segment, where we'll share some additional thoughts and insights. On the broader market landscape, we've covered some pretty exciting companies and trends, but I'm curious, What other small cap stories you have your eye on?
One area I find particularly fascinating is the intersection of technology and healthcare. We briefly touched on biotech earlier, but there's a whole wave of innovation happening with things like
AI-powered diagnostics,
personalized medicine,
telemedicine.
Yeah, it's incredible to think about how technology is transforming the way we approach healthcare.
Yeah.
It's not just about treating those diseases, it's about preventing them and empowering individuals to take control of their own health.
Right.
Exactly, and for investors, this translates into a wealth of opportunities.
Yeah.
We're seeing those small caps developing cutting-edge technologies that have the potential to disrupt the traditional healthcare industry. It's a space worth watching closely.
You know, another thing that's been on my mind is the role of government policies and regulations in shaping that small cap landscape.
That's a crucial point. We saw how impactful that FAA waiver was for Draganfly.
Right.
Regulations can either be a major tailwind or a significant headwind for small caps, especially in industries like drones and even crypto.
Yeah. It's essential for investors to stay informed about those regulatory developments because they can have a huge impact on a company's growth trajectory.
Right.
Sometimes a single policy change can make or break a company.
Absolutely. And it's not just about domestic policies. Global trends and geopolitical events can also play a significant role. A small cap focused on renewable energy might benefit from government subsidies in one country, but face trade barriers in another.
Yeah, it's a complex and ever-changing landscape. But that's part of what makes investing in small caps so exciting. There's always something new to learn and consider.
It's like a giant puzzle where the pieces are constantly shifting, but for those who are willing to put in the effort, the rewards can be substantial.
Well said. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of small cap headlines, what's the one piece of advice you would give to our listeners?
Stay curious. Don't be afraid to explore new industries and companies, even if they're outside of your comfort zone. The small cap market is full of hidden gems, but you have to be willing to look for them.
And remember, investing is a marathon, not a sprint. Do your research, be patient, and focus on building a diversified portfolio that aligns with your long-term goals.
Absolutely, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. The small cap market is full of surprises, and there's nothing quite like the thrill of discovering a company that's poised for greatness.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to bring this episode to a close.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you.
We hope you found this deep dive informative and inspiring. And as always, we encourage you to continue your own exploration of the small cap market.
Until next time, happy investing.